Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or good morning, depending on what part of the world you're joining us from. My name is Dean Prelazzi. I'm Vice President, Head of Business Development and Marketing with Fujitsu Intelligence Technology in Vancouver, Canada. We're a decision science customer innovation center with advanced expertise in artificial intelligence and quantum-inspired computing and optimization. In essence, we collaborate with customers to harvest their data like never before, to transform operations and build new streams of value into their business. Today, however, I have the privilege of being your host and MC for the day. On behalf of the entire team at Fujitsu Labs, many of whom you'll be meeting today, I would like to welcome you to the 2020 Fujitsu Labs Advanced Technology Symposium, otherwise known as FLATS. Today's event is entitled Digital Trust, a Key for Sustainability in the New Normal. And what a timely event this is. Allow me to frame today's discussion just a little. Over 53 million cases worldwide, and that's as of November the 13th, 2020. So regardless of which part of this precious earth you live in a matter of mere weeks, the COVID-19 pandemic delivered an unprecedented, truly profound impact on our lives, our economies, and deeply into the fabric of our society. We're now living in an increasingly complex and uncertain world. This is our new normal, but what does that really mean? Gartner reports that 88% of organizations worldwide, think about that for a moment, 88% of organizations worldwide made it mandatory or encouraged their employees to work from home after COVID-19 was declared a pandemic. Furthermore, about 97% of organizations globally immediately canceled all work-related travel. And those are just some examples. Looking at this a different way, our proven models of connectivity and collaboration are now under intense disruptive pressure. For decades, these have been at the heart of our health and innovation networks, our education systems, our governance structures, and most certainly the global economy. In response, we've been rapidly exploring new technologies, new ecosystems, and new communication paradigms to restore some semblance of normal, a new normal. But it's been a bumpy road. Trust and security in our technologies and our institutions have proven to be at great risk as we strive to battle this pandemic and restore our interconnectedness and our productivity in a manner that's sustainable. It's been a shock to the system. And speaking of trust, we've never needed it more. Digital technology is truly ubiquitous in our society, having permeated every aspect of our daily lives, and we often don't even notice. Is our data working for us or against us? Can we trust the decision outcomes of AI solutions? What about contact tracing? What exactly is being traced? Is my data private? Is the current state of digital technology sustainable as an effective foundation for advancing our collective prosperity in a new trusted normal? Our purpose at Fujitsu is to make the world more sustainable by building trust in society through incredible innovation, human-centric innovation. And today we want to explore the mechanisms of rebuilding trust. The progression of today's agenda will take us on a journey exploring the relationships between technology, artificial intelligence, privacy and security, and above all, trust. Along the way, we'll explore the role of human-centric innovation and collaboration as core inputs to this interdependent system of trust, and the strength of this system in delivering to us a new normal. And please join the conversation. You can use the question window to send questions or comments, and we'll do our best to answer your questions or otherwise integrate your comments into the discussion. Now, before we get started, a few final housekeeping items. For the best online user experience, our friends at On24 recommend using the latest version of Chrome. Also, today's event is comprised of a series of webcasts you might have noticed. So to join the next webcast, look for the call to action pop-up button, which should show up on your screen immediately following the end of a webcast. Click on it and you'll join the next webcast automatically. If for some reason that doesn't work, please join the same URL that you joined initially when you joined us in this session and select the appropriate webcast, and we'll see you there very quickly. And finally, if you have any technical problems, please comment in the chat window. An On24 representative is available to help. So let's get started with our first speaker. Dr. Hirotaka Hara is the Representative Director and Chief Executive Officer of Fujitsu Laboratories. During his extensive career at Fujitsu Laboratories, spanning more than 30 years, his leadership posts have included the Software and Solutions Laboratory, Software Technologies Laboratory, and the Knowledge Information Processing Laboratory. In 2017, Dr. Hara was appointed as Corporate Executive Officer and Senior Vice President to the AI Services Business Unit, Digital Services Business, reflecting his specialist expertise in the area of artificial intelligence. In 1991, he was a visiting researcher at MIT's Operations Research Center. Dr. Hara holds a PhD in engineering from the University of Tokyo. So now it's my sincere privilege to introduce Dr. Hirotaka Hara.
Hello everyone, I'm Hirotaka Hara, CEO of Fujitsu Laboratories, and to our attendees across the world, wish you a warm welcome to this year's FLAT, Fujitsu Laboratories Advanced Technology Symposium. Since its inception in 2017, FLAT has served as a platform among stakeholders in Silicon Valley, the world center of innovation, to discuss the future of technology and its impact on societies across the globe. In the last 3 years, we have discussed the frontier of quantum computing, the trustworthiness of AI, the balance between privacy and innovation. Today, in the midst of uncertainty caused by a global pandemic, we decided to focus on digital trust, which I will explain in greater detail. As for my brief introduction, since I joined Fujitsu Labs, I've conducted research mainly on software and AI. And last year, I assumed the role of CEO in the company. My goal is to take advantage of my experience in Fujitsu's business and advanced research to do my best to contribute to the social welfare and economic development in the world. If I can sum up the world today in one word, that would be uncertainty. There are profoundly uncertain events impacting our daily lives and shaping our world today in economy, politics, health, and the environment. Needless to say, the latest and severe uncertainty was ignited by COVID-19, which is unlike previous such uncertainties, including the financial crisis of 2008, which took a decade to recover from. COVID-19 is still rising all over the world. In the US, the infection continues to rise and the risk of economic downturn is high. With COVID-19, we face several other worrisome issues as illustrated in this slide, namely the difficulty to recover the global demand and the necessity to rebuild the supply networks. On the other hand, COVID-19 has raised potential problems in various areas, including business, work, and even public health. The important point is that COVID-19-related crisis is not a transient issue. COVID-19 is arguably the first signal that future black swan event will occur periodically, and we all have to adjust to a new normal after each. Joseph Stiglitz, an American recipient of the Nobel Prize in Economics, told us that resiliency is important to overcome COVID-19 and prepare for problems that arise from it. I fully agree with his thesis and believe that we have to collaboratively challenge for the resilient society. Meanwhile, I think that digital transformation will mitigate the impact of new normal. I say this not because I work at Fujitsu Laboratories, an epicenter of digital innovation, but because this is a consensus among industries and governments towards recovery and healthy development of economy and society. The theme of FLAT 2020 is digital trust, a key for sustainability in the new normal. Please let me explain the reason behind our selection of the theme before we deep dive into the day's program. This May, Mr. Tokita, Fujitsu's president, announced Fujitsu's new purpose and mission statement, to make the world more sustainable by building trust in society through innovation. In an era of rapid change and uncertainty, in order to solve difficult problems around the world, we need to tackle them with new ways of thinking, actions, and methods. And that is why he endorsed this mission. There are keywords such as innovation, trust, and sustainable in Fujitsu's mission statement. In a world that has been hit by COVID-19 crisis, I think that trust is the key. Trust is fundamental to Fujitsu's value and part of our DNA. Going back to 1976, Fujitsu introduced the slogan, reliability and creativity. At that time, reliability was a central value, and I think the implication was that our computers worked perfectly, and the performance and quality were high. We at Fujitsu Labs felt that in the digital era, reliability alone is not sufficient to satisfy all the requirements from stakeholders for their sustainable development. Trust has to be the core underpinning. Some of you may have read the book Who Can You Trust, authored by Ms. Rachel Botsman, in which she suggested that we are in the era of distributed trust, and we should understand how to rebuild trust with advanced technologies like blockchain. As I mentioned before, COVID-19 is the first signal that as a global cataclysmic change will occur periodically, and we all have to accept a new normal after every change. Here are some examples which we face today. In pandemic, as the risk of infection grows, the medical care system will be under stress. Therefore, it is necessary to develop a quick treatment against a new virus and deliver safe and effective medical care in a timely manner. Business and work style has been changing significantly. A major issue is how to deal with the new challenges arising from the shift from analog to digital. Why? The slide covers only a few examples. The requirements of trust will change in a new normal, where today's exceptions may become tomorrow's expectations, and gaining society's trust under these changes will pose unique challenges. Let me now introduce our definition of digital trust. In today's world, the means that delivering trust is shifting into cyberspace and away from the physical space we live in. For example, COVID-19 has accelerated cashless payment around the world. Furthermore, a contactless payment, namely where no credit card is required, was recently launched based on advances in biometric authentication technology. As digital technologies increasingly play more important roles to ensure trust in society, people normally accept that multiple supply networks could be interconnected more securely, and AI should be explainable for people to rely on AI's judgment, as highlighted in this slide. As a unique R&D company within Global Fujitsu Group, we at Fujitsu Labs are committed to playing a key role in providing trust through our digital technologies and have established digital trust as our R&D vision. And we are happy to share our thoughts and ideas embodied in this vision to promote sustainable development in the current world filled with uncertainties. Let me introduce you to 3 technologies from Fujitsu Laboratories that embody this vision of digital trust. The first one is a connection chain, which enables secure interconnection of multiple blockchain networks, enabling sharing of digital assets and overcoming limitations imposed by disparate specifications. We are also actively involved in standardization activities to promote adoption of connection chain within Hyperledger, a global OSS community for blockchain, through the Hyperledger Cactus project led by Fujitsu and Accenture. As COVID-19 is accelerating the adoption of AI technologies, I believe that the explainability of AI will be much more crucial in the future. In order to solve this fundamental problem, we have developed wide learning as a unique learning algorithm. As wide learning generates a large number of simple models that combine a complete set of input data items very quickly, people easily understand that hypotheses and rules that wide learning provides. Furthermore, it can provide not only clear reasons for judgment, but also hypotheses helping people to discover new rules. In the manufacturing field, we succeeded in discovering new causes of defective product patterns that experts could not find. We were also able to identify which areas in the manufacturing process needed to be controlled in order to prevent the occurrence of defective products. As I mentioned before, medical systems are expected to immediately respond to a pandemic caused by a new virus. Fujitsu Labs have developed digital annealer, which achieves the world's fastest performance when solving complex combinatorial problems based on quantum-inspired algorithms and commercialized in 2018. Fujitsu Labs introduced digital annealer at FLAT 2017. As digital annealer has recently delivered groundbreaking breakthroughs, as shown in this slide, the latest was accomplished in the peptide drug discovery field, together with our HPC technologies. We have been working on peptide drug discovery with Japanese spotlighted emerging company, PeptiDream, and the Executive Vice President Masuya will participate in Session 3 as a panelist, and succeeded in searching the structure of cyclic peptide in one night with high accuracy. We verified and confirmed that the calculated structure and the experimental structure were identical to a difference of less than 1 angstrom with experimental data of a special cyclic peptide. This is a truly amazing high accuracy, right to the subatomic level. I hope that our actual R&D result helped you understand my thoughts about digital trust. As Dee mentioned at the beginning, we plan to discuss 3 topics after this talk. Please let me briefly explain each in the context of digital trust. At FLAT 2019, we discussed how to balance privacy and data utilization. And today, we will discuss the topic of privacy again during session 1, because the situation has changed dramatically due to COVID-19. COVID-19 has accelerated digital transformation towards life and work online and generated the need for private and trusted online services, even for historically physically delivered services like healthcare, education, and real estate. At the same time, there are legitimate concerns about personal data getting into the hands of malicious entities who can undermine people's confidence in these systems at best and cause severe harm at worst. As we build the foundations of a new normal on privacy and digital trust, trusted processes and federation are the key to constructing a digital world that gives power to people and society. In the new normal era, social reorganization have created a broad demand for trusted AI to enable collaboration and connection between people and information. Our challenges become increasingly complex, and AI will be an integral part for us to solve these problems. Complex problems, on the other hand, can't be solved uniformly. It is necessary for human beings to work together by incorporating specialized knowledge in fields as we bring pieces of various shapes to complete the jigsaw puzzle. Fujitsu Labs thinks that AI acts as a trusted computational substrate that brings various knowledges, sparks collaboration and connection between people and information, and accelerates innovation. As a result, AI leads people to reach an optimum solution and may bring out the full potential of humanity. When AI is expected to play such important roles, We believe that AI has to present to us its explainability, transparency, ethics, and fairness. From executing massive numbers of calculations related to bioinformatics, epidemiology, and molecular modeling to cutting-edge applications across numerous industry verticals to help society cope with a pandemic or other global disasters, ICT systems are key to paving the way for the trusted and sustainable new normal. As per the COVID-19 HPC Consortium, today's supercomputers like Fugaku are being utilized in numerous ways, including acceleration of drug discovery, prediction of virus spread based on local conditions, and conducting advanced simulation for contacting tracing. This session will explore the critical role ICT system and software are playing in dealing with the aftermath of COVID-19 and how upcoming advancement in this area will create the innovation to resolve future social issues. I hope that will be an opportunity for everyone to share the necessity of trust in the new normal and take actions to overcome our common challenges. Thank you for your attention. Please enjoy the rest of today's program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hara-san. I would now like to invite all of you to attend the next session on privacy and data security. At the bottom of your page, as soon as this particular webcast ends, literally in a few seconds, you should see a call to action button. Click on it, and it should immediately bring you into the next session. If for some reason that doesn't work, please refer back to the original URL that you used to join this session. Click on webcast number 2, and I'll see you in a few minutes.